Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Melissa Cohen, and today I'm going to go through and show you how to use a personal monthly budget template. It's free. It's through Google Documents. So what you need to do is you need to have a Gmail account, a Google Mail account. So if you don't have one, you can easily set that up. If you already have one, then it's pretty easy. So I simply Googled monthly budget Google free template and hit this one. It's called and this is what came up in the Google search. Let me actually show you what I typed in. So you can see that here, Google Docs free budget template. I kind of scrolled through that and it's this one here. So it's available on the Google Drive, and so it will always store on your Google Drive. So here is the actual template and such, and it has all the information here. But what you want to do so that you save your own copy, so it says this is a view only, you can only view it, you can't make any changes to this copy. But this is how to use this template. You need to create your own copy of this template to edit it. So what you want to do is go ahead and sign in. And just hit the sign in button here. Alright, so we have this document, it's linked to my account, but I now need to do a file, and it said to do a save as, right, so it's view only. File, make a copy. I'm going to put Melissa's personal monthly budget, and we'll put 2022. How about that? Okay. Alright, so here is the budget, and you have the A1. That was just where they had a lot of that information there. So I'm just going to go up here and actually just make it smaller because we don't need that extra space. Okay, actually we should just delete all of that. Alright, and click on that. I deleted that. So I clicked on that image. That whole thing was an image and I just deleted it. So here is our personal monthly budget template. So if you want to do this by each month, you can do that. Here, it's kind of taking a while here. So you can take this sheet, you can start putting some information in, and then once you get enough of just the regular monthly occurring bills and such, you can actually copy it and make another sheet. So this, for this month, we can change this and make this January. So we take that one. Let's put January. Sorry, my typing skills, I need to work on here. Alright. So we have that as January. You can also go down here into this and write that here, January 2022. Okay. So what you can do is go ahead and pull out, if you have a W-2 form, what your salary wages are. You're going to want to go ahead and do your net. If you're looking at your W-2 form, you want to do your net. So all of this information, it works easier if you keep it the same and the consistent. So just look at net. That's your actual take-home pay. So we don't want to go in here and put in all the taxes and things like that. So let's say you bring what, $2,000 month of home every month, and this is any other income that you have. So interest income from a bank, any dividends you get from stocks, any refunds, reimbursements you're expecting, any business money, pensions, miscellaneous. You can add additional columns and such here. So let's just assume my interest income, for example, you know, the bank rates are so low, you know, I'm getting pennies, you know, so I'm not even worrying with that. I'm not going to put that in there. You know, 10 cents isn't going to make or break me here. So the projected amount is how much you think you're going to make for that month. And then the actual means at the end of the month, you can go back, pull out your receipts and see how much money did you actually make and such. So right now we're just kind of guesstimating. If you do have your W-2 form, you can go and fill out your salary, wages, and any other information you have as far as any other income. Right, so now we have our savings. All right, I'm just looking at that. Okay, that's looking at, this is looking this as actual income. So we're not going to necessarily do that. So this looks like this is all the income side. So we want for this side to show that my actual income is going to be my wages. Now, obviously, if you need to pull out from an actual standpoint, if you need to pull out money from your emergency fund, you can do that. If you are retired and you have to do your retired monthly or minimum distribution, you can put that as your income and such here as well. Right, so, but what we also then need to go is, so all your income needs to be on the left side of the page, and then all your expenses need to be on the right side of the page. So we're going to look at what our mortgage is or rent, so depending on what that is. You can, I'm just going to put an estimate here. Home rental insurance, electricity. Let's say I live by myself and everything was so cheap. I don't have gas or oil, water, sewer. Let's put electricity is a little bit more than that, right? Phone, that would be normally your cell phone, which is pretty expensive. Cable, satellite, if you have any, well, really don't do that, but you put internet here, that's going to be more than that. Furnishing, appliances, if you're still making any payments on anything like that, any lawn, garden, any maintenance improvements, anything like your monthly regular expenses that you pay every month. Let's see, I did look like I probably underestimated some of this. Home rental insurance, let's make that $30 a month for a policy. Let's see, I also had your subscriptions. Let's see if that's on there. Oh yeah, we'll put that down there in entertainment. So we're looking at about $920 of what you need just to live, right? Any car payments you have, let's say you have some or you don't have any, that's up to you at this point. Whatever your auto insurance is. Gosh, what was it when I was trying to think of what it was when I was single? Fuel. That's going to be creeping up here. Public transportation, it looks like it is misspelled here. I'll put a T in there. Any repairs, maintenance, you can go ahead and allot money for that if that's something that you want to do. Or just put money into your savings, however that works for you. Registration, license, that's going to put me, you know, that's not too much. Groceries, now this is where it can get pretty expensive here. So groceries, let's see, childcare, dining out, that's for a month. You know, if you go out and eat a lot, then go ahead and do that, add that in there. A salon, barber, if you only go every 2 or 3 months, you can just kind of either divvy that out by each month or go in there and say I expect to get a haircut in January. So I'm going to go ahead and add these other months and then put February, March, and then in March I'm going to put my cost in. So however you want to do that as well. Cleaning supplies and all kinds of that stuff is expensive. Any clothing, if you want to keep a modest budget there. If you have any pets, pet supplies, video, this is where I would go ahead and put, instead of video, DVD, movies, people don't usually buy those, I would put your streaming services. So you can do that individually or add them all up. So I'm going to put about $40 a month when you add all those up. If you want to allot any money for concerts or plays, that sort of thing, like I said, you can put that money here or do something later. Now, if your health insurance, moving down here, if it has been taken out of your actual pay amount from your employer, then you don't need to write this down here. But if you're making a separate payment, like you have a marketplace payment, then this is where you would enter that information. Once again, you have a gym membership, you have Any doctor's visits you think coming up or dentist visits, you can go by month and say, okay, in February I have a dentist visit. It's usually about $60. I'm going to go ahead and budget for that then. Same with medicines, prescriptions, any life insurance payments. I know I have some. I'm just going to put some in there. And then for your vacation, there's a couple ways, like I said, you can do this. So if you want to allot a certain amount, or if you just want to go ahead and put all that money into savings for vacation, and then put it into the actual. So say you're going on vacation in June, I would fill out all of this information. So let's say March, I'm going to buy my airfare. So that's going to be for March. I would go to my March tab and put my airfare costs in there. And let's go ahead and say I'm going to put in March as well, I'm going to do my deposit for my hotel, right? So I would put the deposit there, and then I'm going on vacation in June, so then I would go to the June tab and put in the rest of the balance, that sort of thing, in rental car and such. All right, so here, and then that, let's say you are planning a vacation in June with a vacation and such. Well, let's say that is obviously going to cost a lot more than once you pay your regular bills and your groceries and such. That's going to put you above the $2,000. So that's when you would add your savings as income. So let's say, okay, transfer to savings, investments. Okay, so my savings, I'm going to go ahead and put the money in here as well. So let's see. So based on my budget of everything, just very randomly, I'm going to have $140 a month left over. So I can depend on if I want to send that to savings every month, if I want to increase some of these other expenses. Maybe my groceries end up being about $400 a month. This is where I need to make those changes as well. And then I need to save it because, let's say, and you don't need new car tires every couple of years, but those are pretty pricey. I think mine were like $700-800 for new tires, right? But so I'm going to obviously take that money from my savings and such as well. And so make sure that you're not trying to say, okay, I have $140, so now I'm going to go blow that on something else. But that you do put money into a savings account as well. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we can make a copy of this. So usually we can copy to existing spreadsheet, January. I have a lot of folders here. So it looks like it goes back to my original folders that I have. So I'm going to select the same file that's on my drive, and it's going to copy the sheet. Okay. Copy of, and let's see if it's going to let me rename. So rename this one. So once I get my January budget in there, and that's pretty standard for the year, I can just copy and paste it and then make tweaks. So once I do a copy of, I'm going to just rename it to February. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the year out. And then definitely going to go up here and do February as well. Oh my goodness. And then we have the budget template. There's a lot of other things on here that doesn't look like you may have forgotten, like gifts, birthday gifts, holiday gifts, souvenirs. That's for vacation, but they don't talk about some of those other things. You can either add a line in here. Let's see if we can add a line for entertainment. Okay. Those always seem to pop up here. So let's say in the month of February, I've got to buy some additional holiday gifts for my family and friends. All right, let's say I want to spend $80. So it does let you insert lines and rows, because look, we had $140, but now we're going to take $80 from the holiday gifts, so that makes that month down to $60. So like I said, at the end of the month, you can go through, you write your projected, you can write your actual, so that you can see what did you really spend your money on. And so that's going to be more of the variable costs. Obviously, your gas and water, electricity, your utilities will vary a little bit, but it should be pretty consistent. car payments as well, and if you have any of that. But the groceries and the dining out and the clothing, those are where you can make the changes as well. So if you have any questions, so we did the January, we did the February, we can do the same thing. We can duplicate or copy to, actually let's do a duplicate. So yeah, it looks like you can do duplicate and that's easier. And then make sure you just rename this one and make that March on the bottom, and then go to the top and make this one March as well. And you can continue that for the year. So I hope that helps you see what you how you can create a budget that's pretty easy, and that's something that you can use and that can help you as well. So here we have the budget summary. So your total income, we are going to say it was 2,000 projected, and our total expenses is 1940. And as we fill in this actual, like I said, we're going to get some pennies and dollar changes and things like that that'll come up. And if you did have an emergency come up, or you even had somebody call you up and say, hey, I'm in from out of town, let's go have dinner. And so your dining out budget went to $200. Well, you're not going to have $200 to cover it. So that's where you go in and put in your savings, where you actually had to pull $50 from your savings to cover your expenses for the month. All right, everyone, this is a free document through Google. So hopefully if you do need to use a budget, this is a simple tool you can use that can calculate everything for you as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at smartandsassymoney.com. Have a great day.